Hello friends, I am Amit Tiwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Suresh Vyandhyar University, Jaipur. Today I discussed pure substance, part first. So let's start. The property of pure substance, today we are discussing is a wonderful topic which is related to the phase transformation of water. Basically, we have to discuss in today how the water will change their phase with the addition and with the removal of heat. With any process, we know that the phase transformation is a chemical process or is a chemical compositions which we can say that the change even the addition of the heat and with the rejection of the heat. So a pure substance in a single substance which is a uniform is chemical composition and does not even through change there may be change of phases. So for example, that is water is a pure substance. So it exits as solid, that is the form of ice, in liquid is a form of water, and as a vapor in the form of steam, or any combination of steam. So this is due to the fact that the chemical composition of water is same in all the three directions, all the three phases. So the other example of pure substance are oxygen, carbon dioxide, aluminium, ammonia, pyrrole, mercury, etc. On the other hand, an equilibrium mixture of liquid and gases, air is not a pure substance. So as the system is not uniform in composition, because the liquid will be richer in nitrogen than the gaseous state. So however, the atmospheric air may be treated as a pure substance as long as it remains in the gaseous state. From the engineering point of view, steam is one of the most important pure substance and therefore it is discussed in detail. So in this chapter, it is used as working fluid in steam boiler, steam engine, steam turbine, steam condenser, and steam power plant. So when heat energy is transferred to the water, its enthalpy and its physical state changes. As heating takes place, the temperature of the water rises and generally its density increases. And the vapor through form is steam and it process property like most of the cases. Now the happen is this, what the property of or we can say how the phase will be changed or how the water will change the phase from the liquid to solid, solid to liquid and just interchanging to each other. That is, we have to understand the principle of water is a pure substance first of all. So we have to imagine that is to consider as the water is the pure substance and it is consisting of all the three phases that is solid, liquid and gas. So as you know that during the solid phase, it is if water is in the form of ice, that is solid phase. If you have to add to the heat, then it means we can say it will be starting to the melt, or we can say starting to the deformation of ice in the form of the water. But it will not be deformed directly. It will start to deform and it will convert a certain time until the pressure or temperature not reach in the atmospheric pressure. So as you know that the phase transformation, the water is present in all the three phases, and if you have to add the heat to the ice, then it will convert into the water. Then water, if you continuously convert, we can say supply the heat to the water, it will start for the boiling basically. And this boiling of the water will convert to the steam. And if, again, if you condense, that means if you reject the heat, that the temperature will drop down, then the steam will also convert again the water. So that time the phase transformation is will be changed with the depending upon the supply of heat or we can say the supply of rejected of the heat. So that means it depending upon the water is will be changed the phases, but the originality of the water will just not change. Phase must be changed. It is a chemical process because when you have to add the heat to the water, or we can say when you have rejected the heat from the water, then it will change the phase, but it does not change the originality. It remains until it's the form of the water. Either it is the solid case or either it is the gaseous form. That means until it will be saying this is a water, or this is a substitute of the water presenting in all the three phases. But in the other example, we can say, if we can say what is a pure system, for the other example of the pure system, that is the oxygen, carbon dioxide, ammonia, freon, uh, that is the mercury. Or on the other hand, we can say equilibrium mixture of the liquid and gases are in not a pure substance. So that's why the system is not uniform in combination. That means, and if the system is not in the uniform combination, that means we can say that because of the liquid, it will be richer in the nitrogen than the gaseous state. So, however, we can say that the atmosphere air may be treated as a pure substance as long as it remains in the gaseous state. But that time, during the transformation of any substance, if we consider as a pure substance, that means it will exit the both three states, but it does not change their chemical composition, whether the heat is added or whether the heat is injected from there. So this is the formation of the basically the properties of the phase transformation of pure substance. So pure substance is simply we can say that what the thing which is originally and does not change the chemical composition when it is heated or rejected or absorb the heat, but it will be change the phases, but it does not be affected the originality. So it is considered as the temperature of the water rise and generally it will increase in density. So, however, the vapor does form in a steam and it is processed like through the gases. So whenever you have to condense the gases, it will continue and will convert into the liquid form. But it depends depending upon whether it is used as a water or whether it is used as a particular another gas. Because both are different to each other, both are having the different criteria to understand the originality or we can say pure substance. Because pure substance, that means the water is present in all the three stresses, but if case of any other substance like the furon, like mercury or carbon dioxide, oxygen, it does not depending upon it will exist in all the three states and it does not be affected. It may be chances that it will be affected, but or whether heat will be added or heat will be removed. So correspondingly, saying that the water or as compared to the other sources, there is a comparison between them. Then the water is the more purity form in all the other substitutes which is used for the actually for heating, for heating or for rejecting the heat. So that's why we can say that the property of the fuel system, if whether you when you have to start this conversation between the property of fuel substance, or you want to know what are the phase transformation phenomena, or how the property will be changed after adding or rejecting the heat from the system. That means it is a wonderful topic and it will be understand for the confirmation that the phase will be changed. It will affected by the transformation of any other substance or because it will be not affected by this. So during the addition of it and during the rejection of it, it will be totally depending on that and it will depending on the material also what type material or what type of substance used. What type of substitute we have to select it for the transformation of the phase or to just change the uniform chemical composition. That why if a single substitute and which have a uniform chemical composition, it will not be changed. That means it can say it is a pure substance. If there is a not uniform and it will be change the chemical composition during the addition of it or during the rejection of it, that will simply say it is not a pure substance. So that's why we have to say that the understanding the basic principle. That's why it will understand the geometry of a particular state that will affected by the temperature of adding and temperature residual. So this is the engineering point of view. If you can say that the steel is one of the most important pure substance, and therefore it is discussed in detail. So in this chapter, it is used as a working fluid in a steamboat, a steam engine, a steam turbine, and a steam condenser in a steam power plant. So when heat is rejected, is transferred to water, its enthalpy and its physical state change. Yes, obviously it will change because there is no doubt that the entropy will be changed because of the addition of the heat. With the addition of the heat, entropy will be increased, and if the temperature will decrease, that means that entropy will be decreased. So it depending upon the heat supply. Whether if you increasing the heat, that means the temperature also increase, and with the respect of the entropy will also increase. If you have to decrease the heat and the temperature will decrease, and respectively the entropy will be both decrease. So it depending upon that what type of phenomena happen or during the chemical composition or during the heat fraction that place, because the temperature of the water rise and generally it will be setting places, and it will affect it that the entropy means simply we can say the degree of the randomness of molecules or degree of the randomness of the particles of substitute. So the degree of randomness that we can say the amount of molecules are together joined, which will make a strong bond. If you have to increase in the temperature, that will it will be spread out with the atmosphere, and it will be just to break the bonds and will make decrease, decrease in the term of the decrease in the heat. So whether you have a decrease in the supply of heat, it will simply say the entropy will be decreased. If you increase in the heat, that will say entropy will be increased. So there is a phase transformation will be changed. But if the uniform in the chemical composition, there is a nothing change in the chemical composition. It simply said that there is a no change in the chemical composition. That means there is a pure system. That means it is a pure system. It does not change their originality. Because the pure system said that this does not change the originality, does not change the chemical composition, does not change the structure phenomena of internally with a particular substitute. So when all the three phases, whether it will be solid, liquid, or gas. So that's why it is just a common understanding that what is the purity of substance, or what is the property of a pure substance. That will we have to understand the concept of ice. Ice we have to consider as a pure substance. That means it exists in all the three phases. The solid that in the form of ice, the liquid in the form of water, and the vapor in the form of the steam, or any other combination of the system. It does not affect it because this is due to the fact that the chemical composition of the water is same all the three phases. It does not change whether you have to addition of the heat or whether it will be rejection of the heat. So that time we have to understand the basic phenomena. That's why I'm just giving the focus. I just want to know that you have to just strong your foundation first of all. You have to understand the basic concept of the pure substance. You have to understand the basic concept of the phase transformation. So this phase transformation is totally depending upon the uniform combination of the chemical composition. If the addition of it or the rejection of it, it does not matter. It does not change the chemical originality. It does not change the structure. It does not change the chemical composition in any one exist state. That is the solid, liquid, or gas. It is only in the purity form that has the water is the best example to understand this purity form and what is the pure substance that will does not change the originality in the form of the solid, liquid, and gas, and I can say that the ice, water, and the steam. Because all the three part, there's a common thing, and that is the water is existing in this all the present, all the three phases. At this all the three phases, it does not be affected the properties, or we can say does not affected the structure phenomena of the water. It will affect it uh, only when you have to change the phase. That means from the ice, if you supply the addition of the heat, so that the ice will start to melt and it will convert into the water. But the water is still in the same position. It's the same phases. It does not change the phase during the addition of the heat. So that's why it is the most important fundamental to understand. That is, it does not change the originality, it does not change any chemical composition. It is a uniform chemical composition. That's why the most important part you can know that the water is the best example to understand the property of a pure system, and it is the because it is the water is a pure substitute that is existing in the all the three S's, and due to the addition of the heat or due to the reduction of the heat, there is nothing change in the three phases in the water. That's why it is the most important to understand the physical or chemical composition does not change. That's why we can say in a single substance which have the uniform chemical composition, it that we can say this is a pure substance. So hopefully you have to understand the introduction. That is the second part. That is the phase of the water. Now that is the point. That is the, what is the phase of the water. The broken question is arriving. We have discussed in the previous article that a pure substance existing in three phases. That is the solid phase in the form of ice, liquid phase in the form of water, and gaseous vapor phase in the form of steam. So these phases change from the one phase to another by the addition or the removal of heat. And the process by which the phase changes from the solid to liquid, that is ice to water, is known as the melting or the fusion. The process by which the liquid changes to gaseous state, example water to steam, it is called as the evaporation or the boiling. Similarly, the process of changing the phase from the gaseous to liquid, example steam to water, is known as the condensation. And when solid is directly changed to the gaseous state, then the process is known as the sublimation. So this is the phase of the water to be changed by the addition of the heat or the removal of heat. It will change the position, it will change the phase from the one phase to the another phase by addition of removal of the heat. That means when the addition of the heat, that means it will convert as a solid to the liquid. That means we can say during the it is a form of the melting or it is a form of the fusion. But on the other hand, that if we can say the water started the boiling and it converts into the gaseous state, that is the form of steam, water to steam. That's why it is simply we can say evaporation or we can say the boiling phenomena. So similarly, the process of changing the phase from the gaseous state to the liquid, for example, that is steam to the water, so is called as the condensation. And when the solid is directly changed to the gaseous state, so the process is then the known as the sublimation point. And this sublimation point is basically consisting of the liquid changes to the gaseous state, to the water to the steam, and the steam to the water. And then we can say that the solid is directly changed to the gaseous state, and the process is then known as the sublimation, which is to be considered as a pure system existing in all the phases, which we have to understand the addition of the heat and the reduction of the heat. It does not change the originality, it just to change the phase from the one phase to the another phase, but does not change the pure substance, but does not change the chemical composition. It is a uniform chemical composition still when the addition of the heat or when the removal of the heat, both are same to each other. It does not change their originality. So that's why we can say that it is a pure substance or this is a phase transformation of the water. So hopefully you have to understand the basic concept why the water will say as a pure substance. Why water considered as a pure substance? Because it having the unique quantity of unique quality, which it does not uniformly combination chemical composition exist. It does not change the phases. It does not change the originality. Even the phase will change or by addition of the heat or by the removal of the heat. It does not affect that. So simply we can say that the pure substance existing in the three phases, the solid phase, that is the example of ice, liquid phase, example of water, and the gaseous or the vapor phase, example is steam. So this phase change from one phase to the another by the addition or the removal of heat. So the processes by which the phase changes from the solid to liquid, it is ice to water, and is known as the melting or the fusion. And the process by which the liquid changes to gaseous state, example water to steam, is called as evaporation or the boiling. Similarly, the process of changing the phase from the gaseous state to the liquid, example the steam to water, is known as condensation. And when solid is correctly changed to gaseous state, then the process is known as the sublimation. So this is the first transformation of water. Hopefully you understand. So the process of the formation of steam. Now, the consider this is how steam will generated. How steam will generate with the different temperature condition and with the different operations performed to transformation of the steam from the water to steam. So, what are the phenomena that is to be considered? That is the first we have to understand the process of the formation of the steam. That is consider a cylinder containing the 1 kg of ice at minus 20 degrees Celsius with a frictionless tight piston of negligible weight to present atmospheric pressure as shown in the figure A. When heat is supplied to the cylinder, there is a gradually rise in temperature of ice, and the heat added during this period is known as a sensible heat of ice. When the temperature reaches up to 0 degrees Celsius, the temperature remains constant until the whole of the ice has converted into the liquid water, as shown in the figure B. When further heat is supplied to the water, the temperature rises and continues rising until the boiling point is reached. So it may be noted that the boiling point of water, depending upon the pressure under the normal atmospheric pressure, that is at the 1.013 bar, or we can say 1.01.3 kilopascal. So the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, but as the pressure increasing, the temperature also increasing correspondingly with that. So temperature at which the water brings to boil, known as the saturation pressure or saturation temperature, and the heat absorbed by the water from the freezing point, that is 0 degrees Celsius, to the boiling point 100 degrees Celsius is known as the sensible heat of the water. So simply we can say that is to be a part of what you can see in this diagram. That is this diagram consisting of the part A, where the part A, part B, C, and D, and D. This is the five phases to change, that is solid, liquid, and gases. The phase transformation of water, that is from the solid state to the liquid state to the, we can say, the gaseous state. So how it will be happen? It will happen during this consideration that we have to consider that is a 1 kg of the ice at condition of 20 degrees Celsius placed on it with a frictionless, a tight piston of negligible weight, which present the atmospheric pressure, which is considered as a part as a B. A sorry, J section. So what happened first initially when the heat is supplied to the cylinder, there is a gradually rise in the temperature, and we can say the rise is starting to the melt, but it's not completely melt. It's starting to the melt because it's not reached the temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. So when the temperature reaches 0 degrees Celsius, the temperature remains constant until whole of the ice is converted into the liquid water. So depending upon that, it is we can say this is a B point. So when the further we can say continuously heat to the water and the temperature rise and continuously until the water is starting to the boiling and boiling will start. That means during this time we can say this is a conversion of water to the steam. But the steam are the different condition because as you know that they are the different type of steam. That is a dry steam, wet steam, saturated steam, or superheated steam. So first of all, we have to understand what is the steam and what are the type of steam. Steam is a form of water. Steam is a form of the evaporation part of the water. The wet steams are, what is the wet steam? Wet steam means the water contains the water particle contained in the certain amount of the steam. That will be considered the wet steam. The maximum water particle present in the steam. That means this is the steam that we have to consider as a, we can say, the most of the particles of the particle present in the steam water particles are very steam. Second, that is a dry steam. Dry steam means simply we can say most of the particles of water particles are not present in the air, or we can say not present in the steam. It was steam totally dry. That means we can say it's dry steam. And after further heating of the dry steam continuously, that means we have to completely show that there is no any water particle presenting on it. It is a totally the pure steam. That means in the form of the supercritical steam. So this is the first transformation. That's why we can say the heat addition during this period is known as the sensible heat of the ice. And when the temperature reaches 0 degrees Celsius, the temperature remains constant till pool of the ice has converted into the liquid water. So this is the phase transformation. You simply understand what is the process of the formation of steam. The steam neither we can say start from the directly from the liquid to the converted into the steam. There is a formation of the steam. It's also depending upon the condition. It's also depending upon the state. That the state will be starting from the point A. As you know that this is a point A. These are pieces of ice are placed and inside the cylinder. And what happened that there is a frictionless cylinder, and most of the particles of the ice are in the strong bond. That's why it's in the because it consisting in the temperature that is minus 20 degrees Celsius. Its temperature will increase of the ice that will start to the melting until the temperature will not increasing from the 0 to the 1 degree, because the water start converting the ice of the to the water after the 0 degree Celsius, and this 0 degree Celsius that means all the phases of the ice will convert into the water, but the water does not change the originality. It is still water, either it is the solid form, whether it's in the gaseous form or it's in the liquid form. So PF, that means we can say increasing the temperature, that means water will start to convert from the ice, and after the addition of the more amount of heat, that is water will convert into the steam. And the steam, that means a bed steam, first of all consider. Bed steam, that means the consisting of the water particles in the steam. It does not say that it is a pure steam, because it having the sometime steam and some part of the water particles. So liquid plus we can say that steam or the mixture of them. So it will be changed. It will be affected by the any other part. So it will consider as a liquid plus steam medium. Then after the sea that is rich, that is converting the steam, water converter started to steam boiling after that. Then is continuously supply the heat, then the whole water is converted into the steam, that is the dry steam. And if the dry steam is continuously heated, it will completely convert into the superheated steam. That means we can say there is no water particle present in that in the form of steam. And the piston will rise upwards because it will transfer the superheated steam with the high temperature and the high pressure. So it will affect the different conditions and the phase transformation of the particular steam from the water, from the ice 20 minus 20 degrees Celsius to the superheated steam. This is the phase transformation. So that's why we have to understand the basic concept here. That's why we have to consider cylinder is consisting of the 1 kg of the ice at the minus 20 degrees Celsius with a frictionless tight piston of a negligible weight to represent the atmospheric pressure, as shown in the figure A. So that's why we can understand. And when the heat is supplied to the cylinder, there is a gradually rise in temperature of ice. And the heat added during this period is known as the sensible heat of ice. So when the temperature reaches the 0 degrees Celsius, the temperature remains constant until the whole of the ice has converted into the liquid water. The as shown in the figure B. So when further heat is supplied to the water, the temperature rises and continues rising until the boiling point is reached. So it may be noted that the boiling point of the water, depending upon the pressure, depending upon the temperature, under the normal atmospheric pressure condition, that is the 1.013 bar, or we can say 101.3 kilopascal. So the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, but as the pressure increases, the temperature also increases correspondingly, that is the entropy will increase. The pressure increasing, the temperature increasing. Temperature increasing, that means the entropy will be increasing. So during the entropy increasing, if we can say the phase transformation will start, and we can say the conversion of the ice to the water and water to the steam, that is wet steam, and it continuously heated and is converting to the dry steam to the superheated steam. So the temperature at which the water begins to boil and is starting, if you can say, is known as the saturation temperature. And the heat absorbed by the water from the freezing point, that is the 0 degree Celsius, to the boiling point, that is 100 degrees Celsius, as one of the centrifugal heat of the water. So the total the phase transformation of the process of the steam generation. So these are the diagram which is related to the phase transformation from ice to the water, and the water to the wet steam to the dry steam, and then dry steam to the superheated steam. This is a continuous supply of the supply of the heat. The continuous supply of the heat at a different temperature. So if you compare that the temperature of ice, that is the 170 degrees Celsius, and if you compare the temperature of the superheated steam, that is above 500 degrees Celsius, that is a totally different thing. That's what it will be said is the purity of the steam, that is the no part of particles presenting on that. So the phase transformation of the steam is simply said that the transformation of the steam, the transformation of water to the dry steam, wet steam, dry steam, and then the separate steam. It is a completely phase transformation, but the originality that will not be changed, and it is a uniform chemical composition in all the phases. There's a common chemical composition. There is a no change any composition. That's why we can say the water is a pure substance. If the term should be used for the pure substance, then the water is a common example for that. That's why it is the most important to understand the criteria of the phase transformation of a steel. The pure formation and pure uniform chemical composition of steel have been in the water. Even if you have the addition and if you have the rejection of the heat. Or simply we can say the addition of the heat or removal of the heat with the formation of the ice to the water or water to the steam. So when the boiling point is reached, the temperature remains constant. It must be understand that when the boiling point is reached, the temperature remains constant even through the heating continues and the water evaporates. So thus the pushing the piston up against the constant pressure P at this stage, the whole of the water will not be converted into the steam. But it's still we have some particles of the water in suspension, and the steam thus formed is transformed as a term as known as the bed steam. It is shown in the figure C. And the heat supplied during this time, known as the latent heat of the vaporization. So when the further heat is added to this wet steam, the temperature remains constant and the suspended particles of water in the wet steam commence to evaporate till the last particle of the water has evaporated, and the steam is known as the dry or saturated steam. So at this stage, the whole of the latent heat has been absorbed and the dry steam is no longer as a vapor and behave like a perfect gas. So hopefully it will be understand to understand the following criteria to understand the formation of the steam. That's why we have to select it, the heat continuously and the water transformation of water evaporates. Thus the pushing the piston up in against the constant pressure, and at the stage, the whole of the water will not be converted into the steam. But this, we can say, will have the some particles of the water in suspension, and the steam thus formed is termed as a wet steam. This is the, we can say, the heat supply during the time, or we can say the latent heat of the vaporization. When the further the heat is added to this wet steam, the temperature remains constant. As suspended, the particle of water is the wet steam converts to the evaporate till the last particle of the water has evaporated. At that time, the steam is known as the dry or the saturated steam. So at this stage, whole of the latent heat has been absorbed, and the dry steam is has no longer on the face of the vapor of behave like a perfect gas. So we can say the dry steam is no longer as a vapor and is behave like a perfect gas. That is a perfect gas. That is no any chemical composition or no any substance will be changes. It is completely said that is a pure form. It is single form. So it will be affected as a the perfect gas. It will be happen as a perfected gas to be understood the criteria of it. This transformation. Now the second one is a graphical phase, we can say representation of formation of steam. The formation of steam requires a graphical representation. So the graphical representation of a formation of steam on the temperature, heat added or enthalpy per kg is shown in the figure. The horizontally ordinate or abisca represent the total heat, that is H, and the vertical ordinate represent the temperature in degree centigrade. The line OA represents the rise of in temperature of ice during the heating, and the heat added during this period is sort of the sensible heating of ice. So when the temperature reaches at 0 degrees Celsius, that is the at point A, the addition heat supply does not immediately accomplish any increasing of temperature, and the ice is being to the melt. So that is the change of the phase start, and the temperature remains constant until the whole of the ice has converted into the liquid water, as shown in the light as a B, AB in the figure. So when the further heat is added to the constant pressure, the temperature of the water increases and it continues till the temperature is reached up to the boiling point C, that is the 100 degrees Celsius. So you have to write that is the condition you have to measure. There is a phase transformation or the graphical transformation of the water conversion of the steam to the water. That is the heat added H and the temperature increasing in degrees Celsius. So this is we can say the sensibility of ice, the solid phase, and it will be converted when the latent heat of the fusion, that is the from the converting the A, that is the liquid plus solid, that is the A to B. Then with compressibility of the water, that is HF, and it will converting of the after melting of the heat, it will converting on the heating of the water, that is the liquid phase temperature. This is the latent heat of the vaporization, that means the vaporization is the vapor plus the liquid phase, and it not contains the pure vapor because the liquid plus vapor phase. Then the heat of the superheated, that we can say the superheated heating from the D to E, if we can say the vapor phase, that was the complete liquidity of the form, so that we have like the perfect gas in the form of the T superheated. So simply it is affected by the addition of the heat with respect to temperature. When the temperature is zero to the 0 degrees Celsius, that means the point as a solid phase. But when you have to increase in the temperature, that will start to the melt, that is converting in the solid to the liquid phases. Until you continuously supply the heat, when it will reach the 100 degrees Celsius at the atmospheric pressure, it will convert into the liquid phases, that is the heating of the water. And it will reach as a saturation temperature, that will become the sensible heat of the water. When it continuously heating this after the reach the 100 degrees Celsius, water can start to boil and convert into the liquid plus the vapor. There is a vaporization. If you continuously supply the heat and continuously increasing the temperature of the water or steam, then it will be converted into superheated steam, and because in the phase there is no any water vapor present. It is totally form of the vapor phase, and we can say we have like a perfect gas. So the temperature at which the water start boiling, known as the saturated temperature, Ts, that is the 100 degrees Celsius. Temperature to water from the 0 degree Celsius to the 100 degree Celsius, known as the sensible heat of water, or enthalpy of liquid, or we can say total heat of the water, and it is denoted by the HF. So after reaching the boiling point, the steam formation takes place at constant temperature until the last particle of the water is evaporated into the steam. Such a steam is dry steam, or we can say dry saturated steam. And the heat supplied during this period, during the evaporation process, as a CD, is under the latent heat of the vaporization. It is noted by the HFG. So when the dry saturated steam is further heated, the temperature of the steam begins to rise again, and the heating of the steam above its saturation temperature is known as the superheated, as shown by the line DE. And the heat supplied during the superheated is known as the heat of superheated, or we can say enthalpy of superheated, or the total heat of superheated steam, and it is noted by the HSUP, as superheated. Now the first PV volume diagram for the water, that means simply say the process of formation of a steam from a unit mass of water at a constant pressure P, as shown in the figure PV diagram by the line ABCDE. And the state A show a unit mass of the water at a room temperature TA and the volume VA. So when the heat is added, there is a rise in the temperature and increasing in its volume as shown on the line AB. At a state B, the saturated liquid line consisting of water is saturated liquid, and the correspondingly temperature is saturated temperature. So the saturated liquid at B begins to boil on further addition of heat, but the temperature during the boiling remains constant. So this process of boiling at constant temperature will continue state D on the saturated vapor at this point. So the whole mass of the water is converted into the steam, and the condition of the steam at D is known as the dry saturated steam. So at a state of C, the state between the A, B, and D, and the water existing in the form of the water of a mixture of vapor and the water in the condition of steam at the state C, known as the bed steam. So when the heat is further added, the temperature will rise along the DE at constant pressure, and the constant of a stream after D at the point such that the state E is known as the superheated state. This is the phase transformation form. This is a pressure PV diagram. From the state of 1 to 2, that is, we can say this is solid plus the liquid vapor. In the condition of where the solid phase starts. Second point is the solid plus liquid start. Third phase where solid plus vapor start. And the fourth phase where where static vapor line, and it will convert to solid liquid line. The left hand side we can say line denoted by the saturated liquid line, and right hand side denoted by the saturated vapor line. And the temperature is constant until the AC to D is to reach. When we have to increase the temperature, there is the gas or the vapor phase, it will be transferred to this point. Where the one point is the critical point are reached here. Where critical point where the solid plus vapor point vapor are to be reached at this we can say critical point. And what is the triple point? Where the solid, liquid, and phase are acting on the same line. At time we can say the triple point. So note down some polling conditions are as follows. That is the from polling conditions are as here. The condition of the liquid at the stage A is sub-cooling stage, or subcooled liquid, because it existing at temperature which is less than the saturated temperature corresponding to the pressure. Second point, the temperature of the superheated vapor as represented by state E is higher than the saturated temperature corresponding to the pressure P. Third point, the point C where the liquid and the vapor phases merge is known as the critical point, and the temperature corresponding to this critical point is known as critical temperature, and the pressure corresponding to the critical, we can say critical pressure and for the steam. The fourth line, that is the line 1, 2, 3, that is to be known as the triple point. Along this line, all the three phases, solid, liquid, and gases, are in the equilibrium condition. And at a pressure below the triple point line, the substitute or the substance cannot exist in the liquid state, and the substance, when heated, transforms from the solid to the vapor, known as the sublimation. So by absorbing the latent heat of the vaporization or the latent heat of the sublimation from the surrounding, therefore the region below the triple point line is solid vapor mixture region. At the triple point, the temperature of water is 273 Kelvin at 0 degrees Celsius, and the pressure is 611.45 Newton per meter square at 4.567 mm of H. So this is the first, we can say the graphically, or we can say the pressure volume PV diagram for the water. So thank you so much for listening patiently. I hope you understand this video. If you have any doubt, any query regarding to this video, you will drop me a mail, that is on my email ID amit.tiwari@mycareer.com, and you will be contact me on my mobile number also 8690319448. Thank you so much for listening patiently. I hope you understand this video. Thank you.